Hey guys, Luke here, and I'm here to do episode 15 of Win 1 Take 1. Now getting near the back end of the series, not too many episodes left I'd have to say, and we're delving into the Super League at this stage. And if you saw the last episode, we did play some Super League sides, and don't worry NRL fans, we're not going to be playing too many. This is the last episode of Super League. We're going to be taking on Leeds and Warrington, I believe. So I think those are sort of the big four, at least as far as I'm aware of. I know Salford might have a decent side this year, but this is from 2013, so I think they've even got a different name in 2013. So Leeds, always one of the sides that I think a lot of NRL fans might know about as being pretty decent, one of the better ones, even though I don't think they've won it in a little while, but they seem to be a pretty solid side. But in terms of this actual game, it's pretty much been one-way traffic up until this point, but 24 minutes in, they've got the ball here, and Hardacre, who's their fullback, I think he's got pretty big raps in him, played for England side, I think, gets it to Carl Watkins, who I know pretty well based off on this game anyway. He's just off my Salford crewmate, who was one of my star players, so I know he's pretty good in this game, although I don't know, he wouldn't come into this side most likely. Right in half time, we got a chance here. Dugan gets it to Blake Ferguson. Blake Ferguson gets it back to Dugan, and Dugan goes for the line. And it was just a bit of an instinct thing where I just pressed the pass button, even though I had an open line. And there's a chance gone missing. Really blew that one. Thankfully, Ferguson's going to create another chance. And as we've done many times, I don't know if it's down to Inglis or whether Ferguson. It's a bit of both probably, but Ferguson got a great fan of him. Inglis obviously just all round probably the best player I've played with so far. Just great players. We did force an error there, sort of. It wasn't really too much. It was more the computer just doing what computer does, playing as a bot, really just running over the sideline. And Inglis ended up capitalising and scored a try. And now here's the conversion. Can we slot it? Yes, we can. Not quite over the black dot, but pretty darn close. JT doesn't miss too many, although when I'm goal kicking, anything can happen. Crabtree is going to get to Watmow. He's one of the few English people. I think we've only got one other English person who's played for us, and that was Rugby, but he's not in the squad anymore. Jonathan Thurston on this game, absolutely incredible. One of the fastest players in the game, which is a bit funny, but definitely a plus for us. And then Cherry Evans here, he's just going to pick up the ball and he's going to race away. They're not going to catch him. I think Watkins could have been the closest, but for some reason the game doesn't ever run at the player. They just run next to him and that sort of stuff. So it was never going to happen. Cherry Evans races away. He scores right under the post, and that was just great play from us, or from Cherry Evans. Sticks the foot out, boots it, and races away. Thankfully for us, I don't think he's going to be doing any backflipping on us and leaving the squad or anything, unless, of course, we lose and he gets picked to leave. But I don't see it happening. 80 minutes in, so full-time whistle's already gone, and Carl Watkins goes and scores. Not a big issue for us. We weren't going to get the extra try or whatever, and to be honest with you, no offense to Super League fans, but it doesn't really bother me if we get players or not. This is more just trying to conquer the best teams, because personally I don't think any of these players would slot into my squad. So that's not really a knock on the squad side, it's just the players I've got are really, really good. Nonetheless, let's take a look at the players that we did end up getting. So Joel Moon, I'm very well aware of Joel Moon. I know he's a pretty solid player. I'm actually surprised he hasn't come back to NRL. Surely he's had a few offers. Must just like it in Leeds. But was it the Broncos and the Warriors? Now at Leeds, obviously, Daniel Maguire, heard about him for a fair while. I haven't seen him too much, but I believe he's been talked up a fair bit back in the day. Maybe not so much now at his age. And I think Ian Kirk, don't really know who he is. I don't know if he's played in the NRL, or I don't really know. Probably not, seeing as I have no idea who he is. Moving on to the second game of the episode, I'm taking on the Wolves, and while we're getting into this, I should just point out, it would be awesome if you could drop a like, very much appreciated. But here is our team lineup. It's been pretty consistent for the last few games or so. Ever since we really got Cherry Evans and Cronk and that, it's been pretty consistent. Haven't had to change any people because we haven't really been getting anybody worth putting in the squad. Warrington squad, like I said, I don't think any of these players would slot in. I mean, you got your Joel Monahans and that, but I'd still prefer Ferguson and those guys in the squad to a Monahan. Jennings, left centre, go straight through, just too much pace, but I didn't time the pass well enough to just draw and pass there, although I did think they probably had enough cover to make the tackle anyways. Riley, it's going to be a common theme here. Riley's going to make a lot of little breaks here. Just a great offload. I'm not sure if it was Ward or someone. I don't know. I actually don't know who the centre was just then. But thankfully Dugan comes up with the big tackle there. And then right here, I think it was Madalino possibly, I'm not sure who it was, but couldn't take the bomb, so they have another chance here. But we're going to do some pretty nice play here from them, I should say, but then it's going to result in a knock on, and we're just going to jump on the ball. This is with Matt Scott, in fact. So we go through there, Lewis, and it gets all the way out to Inglis. Inglis is going to palm off one. He's going to dive for the line, but they're going to try and get under it, but it's going to be to no avail as we end up scoring the opening points of the game. It did take a little bit longer than I would have thought. Now, that was a little bit of a thing with these Super League squads. I don't know if it was just because I'm, you know, a little bit out of touch with the game. I haven't played for a while, because I've played a lot of Super League teams, and they're not particularly that good. You know, I've got like 4 or 5 seasons with Salford on my channel or whatever, so you want to go back and watch that, you can go ahead if you do that. But I haven't really had too much problem beating Super League squads, and although I haven't really had too much trouble in these games, they haven't been as convincing as I would have hoped. Thankfully Dugan just before came up with a pretty good scoop up just before, and I find lately just defending using the fullback, I find that way better than me actually trying to defend with players, stops to offload, that sort of stuff. Inglis is going to race away and score a try. Just very, very easy. That's his second try of the game as well. I think it was more Ferguson than Inglis. Inglis just had to race away, use his speed. But yeah, the scrum, how he got the scrum is actually pretty good as well. A knock on, although I think he was going over the sideline as well, was the Warrington winger. But that's pretty much the game sealer. Conversion from Thurston, it's 12-0. It's only in the 60th minute here, but we are looking for blood, looking for the killer blow, and hopefully we can get it. Yayi down the left wing. One thing that I would have hoped is Yayi would have been a little bit faster, but it isn't meant to be. But I think he was a really fast player in real life, so I'm not sure what's to go here. Dugan absolutely crunches Monahan or whoever it was. We did go for field goal there. I was thinking about field goal just to sort of wrap things up, as we weren't looking at scoring just then. And I thought, if we can get a field goal, that would look pretty cool for a video. So really that was my thought process there. But a 12-0 win it is. Sean Johnson, man of the match. And let's have a look at 3 players we get. Like I said before, not really too worried on the players we get, but you know, it's just fun for you viewers to see who we get. So number 15, number 2, and number 12. So Simon Griggs, I'm not really sure who he is, and I'm not going to pretend to know who he is. In fact, I think I might have heard the name before, maybe from the World Cup, maybe it was his brother or something. I think he has a brother, but that's all I know. Chris Riley, I have a feeling I've seen the name for the World Cup again when I was making squads, but I couldn't tell you who he played for. And then Ben Westwood, I heard the name. I think he plays for England. I haven't seen too much of him, but yeah, it's not going to feature in our squad, so I'm not going to bother putting them in our team. But yeah, that's where the video is going to end. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you can drop a like. If you want to follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke on YT is my Twitter handle, and I think the goal we can hit for the likes should be 20. Also, my Facebook page in the description below. Much more active now due to being linked with my Twitter. I'd like to say thank you for watching, guys, and make sure you share with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.